Are you ready to learn about the top real estate investment mistakes that are costing tons of money for many investors? After watching this video, you're going to learn about 10 different mistakes that, especially if you're a new investor, to prevent in order to be successful in real estate investing. And it's all going to begin right after this. Hi everyone, Josh Tavares, investor and realtor with eXp Realty. It'd be so nice if you can help us out and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to get an update on our newly uploaded content. And if you guys are thinking about investing in real estate with high cash flow, great appreciation, and the ability to scale quickly, click the link below to learn more. Without further ado, guys, let's begin. Number one, only banking on the property appreciation. This is a big one here, guys, because by only going with appreciation, you're essentially speculating that the property will continue to increase over time. Now, of course, it's not worth not investing into a property that doesn't have a lot of cash flow, that has great appreciation. However, you want to be able to look at properties that have the ability to have cash flow, because if not, you'll be the one financing the remaining expenses on the property. Now, cash flow is not the only important metric here. However, it is important considering the fact that if your property is not able to pay for all the expenses, you're going to have to pay for the expenses out of pocket, which over time your rents will increase. So over time, it's going to generate more income, have more cash flow, and getting you closer to the lifestyle that you dream of. Remember, real estate is cyclical, and right now we've seen tons of returns in a short amount of time. In the past, historically, it hasn't necessarily been this big. So something to keep in mind, because if we have a massive correction where properties significantly dip, then that'll definitely impact your portfolio, because you weren't banking so much on cash flow, more on appreciation, and now the property value decreased substantially. But remember, over time, you're going to have rents increase and your appreciation historically is going to go up. So as long as you're having the property pay for itself majority and you're able to fund some of these payments that you're comfortable with, then essentially you'll be fine in the long haul. Number two, not conducting research on an investment area. There are tons of investors that invest in areas that have low GDP, have low rents, have high unemployment rate, have high vacancies, which is an issue. By doing so, you're putting yourself more at risk, because there'll be less quality tenants, there'll be less stability in that market, making it harder for you to cash flow, have appreciation, have your property be in a stable financial state. You want to invest in an area that has good job growth, high GDP, low unemployment rate, low vacancy rate, with rising rent and property values increasing, so it's more stable on your investment, giving you a higher return, especially at a lower time frame. Now, most of these statistics can actually be found either through the economic development site on the area you're looking to invest, or through StatsCan. Now, for rents, you can go about acquiring those for websites like PadMapper, Atrilia, Redline, places such where they'll be able to give you as much information on rents, so you're fully equipped in not only the area, but the rents as well that you're going after. Number three, not working with an investment-focused team. There are many different investors who are just working with any realtor, mortgage broker, lawyer, accountant, and that's an issue. By not working with the right individuals, it could substantially cost you. If you're not working with the right realtor, they might not have the right clause to best represent you or find you the right properties that'll give you the right cash flow and whatnot. By not working with the right mortgage specialist, you may be in a position where you might only be able to purchase one property instead of multiple. And working with the right lawyer, if you're not working with the right one, essentially you don't want a property that has any liens on the property, has any mortgage that haven't been discharged, or any issues with it that came from the previous owner. That's something you completely do not want to have, and want to have someone who is very thorough and has background knowledge on the topic. There are many different investors out there, especially in the Greater Toronto area, who've invested in an area with people who don't have investment knowledge, and has actually had hindered them from growing their portfolio and having more properties outside of just lending constraints. When we began investing in real estate, we knew that we had to have an investment-based team based on all the information we conducted to best position us for not only for finding the right properties and for lending, but also for accountability and even for tax reasons, because investing can be very risky at times if not done correctly, and we wanted to go about with the right team members who were able to guide us in the right direction. And remember, there's people in the field who only care about their commission checks more than the well-being of their client. Number four, purchasing a turnkey property instead of using the BRRRR method. Now, purchasing a turnkey property is fantastic and all, there's no work needed to be done. However, that's where you're going to lose equity and limit yourself in terms of expansion. By purchasing a property that has high potential are the ones that happen to have the most amount of work involved. With the BRRRR method, for properties that have more cosmetic work needed, such as paint, flooring, new appliances, anything as such. By going about this route, within about a year or 6 months, you'll be able to refinance and be able to duplicate at a much better rate than a turnkey property that's at market value, that it'll take a few years to refinance to purchase another property. By going about purchasing a turnkey property the first way, it can actually hinder you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars down the road in terms of being able to scale and duplicate in such a short time. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the BRRRR method, that's everywhere on social media. It's essentially buying a property, renovating, renting, refinancing, and then repeating. This method has been used by so many serial investors that have started out with single family properties or duplexes and triplexes and have gone on to commercial real estate, even multifamily as well. Number 5, this one is really important, and not knowing your landlord tenant board rules. By not knowing your landlord tenant board rules, you're putting yourself in a position, especially when working with sophisticated tenants, that you could be in a huge liability. As a landlord, you can ask for anything you want in your lease, but if it's not legal within the constraints of the landlord tenant board, it's not going to hold up in court. And there are many different investors that are requesting an arm and a leg without actually having any substance behind it to the landlord tenant board. So something to be mindful of. You want to know about everything in terms of the documents, how you can evict a tenant, what the tenant's obligations are, what are the landlord's obligations, so you're best able to conduct business in the best method. Even working with property management, we still educate ourselves on the landlord tenant board rules because we want to make educated decisions on how to address concerns with tenants. This is something that can cost you tons and tons of money through lawsuits, through loss of rent. So you need to educate yourself so you're in the best position, because if tenants are not paying for rent or if they're suing you, then of course that's going to be a massive hindrance to your business. Number 6, not properly vetting tenants. One of the most important things you can ever do as an investor is to know how to properly vet tenants or work with a team that does it best. By not vetting your tenants, it can cost you tens of thousands of dollars in terms of missed rents, lawsuits, and or damages to the property. When vetting tenants, you need to get a credit application, a couple of pieces of ID, an employment letter, some pay stubs, and even look at the savings they have in their bank account in the event something takes place at their work. If you're managing the property yourself, you want to take a look at how they conduct themselves. Do they come on time? Do they dress well? Do they take care of their car? In case you're able to see where they live, are you able to see the condition of it? That will speak volumes as the kind of tenant that you're letting into your property. If they come to the showing on time, they pay you the rent up front, they get you the application right on time, and the home and or their vehicle is taken care of well, then you can bet this is going to be a great tenant alongside with an acceptable application. Concerning tenants are the ones who come to the showing late, don't provide you all the paperwork on time, don't provide you your checks on time, have a home in a terrible state, and or have their vehicle in a terrible state. That goes to show they might not be the most trustworthy or best tenants for your property. And if you're new to investing, trust me, all it takes is one bad tenant to completely ruin the experience for you. And if you don't want to work with investors, click the link below and partner with us on Turnkey Real Estate Investing, like we said, with great cash flow, great appreciation, without ever having to deal with tenant concerns that you're not going to find here in Southern Ontario. Number 7, renovation mistakes. Some renovation mistakes are going all in on mechanical issues. You want to purchase a property that only needs cosmetic updates. So things such as painting, blinds, maybe some new appliances, maybe new cupboards. You don't want to go about investing in a property where you have to invest into roofing, electrical, plumbing, or anything mechanical. Going about that route can cost you a lot more money than need be. You want properties with good bones and just need some cosmetic upgrades. You want to make sure that you're doing the shopping for the contractors, so that way you're able to save time and money, because if you're going to go about having the contractor go about it, they're going to upcharge you for their time and their resources, so it's going to cost you more money, probably $5 to $10, even $15, $20,000 more if you're not managing the situation correctly. Also, you need to have someone on site, whether it's yourself or property management, looking over the team and making sure things are being done in a timely manner. Remember, many contractors are great at what they do and are self-suffice. However, it's super important because many contractors have multiple projects going on at once. And if you're not there managing your project, they're going to run off to 10 different sites, and it's going to end up costing you more money because it's going to take a longer time frame to get the property renovated, which means those are a couple of months of rent that you're not getting. And for many contractors, they may not have rental property, so they don't understand the urgency for the investor to get the property turned over and ready for new tenant. Number 8, not getting the right property insurance. This is a big one because many investors get the wrong type of coverage, where it doesn't cover water leaks and it doesn't cover all aspects of the home in the case something takes place. You want to tell your insurance company that you have a rental property and that you want the best coverage in terms of water protection and anything else as such as electrical, mechanical, because in the case something takes place, you want your insurance company to cover you to the best way possible. Now, not to say if there's a leak in the basement, you go straight to insurance, because that would substantially increase your insurance premiums, but You want to have some sort of a plan that in worst case scenario, something crazy happened like a fire, you're able to get the total value and get that home renovated and up to date as per the way it was prior to the fire taking place. And insurance for investment properties can be pricey, but it can save you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in terms of repairs down the road in case something substantial happens to your rental property. Number 9, not thinking like a business owner. Many investors do not see real estate investing as a business and they just let it be as is in terms of collecting rents and whatnot. For ourselves, we are huge on analyzing our property and finding out ways that we can cut back costs and increase efficiency while still providing the same value to our tenants. We're always looking for different efficiencies, such as water efficiency for appliances, electrical efficiency, so we're able to cut back on our monthly expenses, because on our rental properties, we have our tenants paying for the rent that we're paying for the utilities on most of them. I recommend looking to high efficiency toilets, high efficiency dishwashers, even fridges that have high efficiency, anything as such that can save you a ton of money down the road on your electrical, water bill, and even your gas bill. Even as an investor, an idea could be to remove the grass and just have stones, so that way there's less maintenance and wear and tear, because most investors will have to pay for lawn care service, and that'll add up over time. Also, with running a business, you want to make sure you have everything documented in the right place, maybe on the cloud like a Google Drive. Have all your paperwork, your spreadsheets, your agreements, everything as such in one place, so if you ever need it, it's in one place, it's easy to access instead of having to go through tons of papers and stress out in case you need it for financing or legal reasons. And last but not least, number 10 is listening to uncredited investors. By working with an investor who's unaccredited and providing information to you, it can cost you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars from things like maintenance, renovations, property purchase, financing, and so much more. Whether you're purchasing your first rental property or partnering with someone, you want to make sure you're doing your background research to make sure that they have done the investing before and not just something they've just said and posted through social media. There are a lot of credible people out there and credible sources that you could use to gather as much knowledge as you possibly can to build the portfolio of your dreams. Once you're in real estate investing, if you haven't made the right decisions, it can really hinder you from being able to scale and purchase multiple cash flowing properties. So you want to make sure you're doing it right the first time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that video is super helpful, insightful, and gives you all the information that you need to avoid making massive mistakes in your rental property business. If you guys are thinking about investing in real estate and want high cash flow, great appreciation at a low price point, turnkey without getting your hands dirty, click the link below to learn more. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you can help us out and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to get updates on our newly uploaded content. I'm Josh Tavares, investor and realtor with eXp Realty. See you next time.